Hello there guys and girls, this is the Pressure Prince. We're in a Total War Attila tournament match. Again, it's the New Era tournament. Round 1 match between Wingman of NNS and Killerfisch of TWR. Wingman is playing as the Saxons and Killerfisch is in command of the Visigoth army. Of course, they are playing on planes, and I'm gonna go over their builds very shortly. Very soon. So here we go. The army of the Saxons. So here we are. General is a Nordic raid leader, bronze 1 with brace. In terms of cavalry contingent, we see 3 Nordic horse lords on his right, 3 on his left. All of them are vanilla. We actually do have a warhound on each flank. Very curious to see why he actually brought these units. Cool choice though, I guess. Extra points for that. All the way in the back we see Nordic axe warriors. It's 3 in total. Then in the center, let's see what we have. Well, kind of like his middle line, so to speak, his second line, or rather third if you count the cavalry. We see some Hearth Guards, 6 Hearth Guards, silver 2. I kind of like this. They're quite good, honestly. I do like those units a lot. And that basically seems to be the army of the Saxons. Now for the Visigoths, on the other hand, we have Germanic noble general with no abilities actually, so it is bugged in fact. Then we see, let's see, how many Germanic horsemen? So 2 Germanic horsemen on the right, vanilla. 2 Germanic horsemen on the left, vanilla. Noble Germanic, silver 2 in the center. Let's see the rest of the units. Well, some Gothic Folksmen all the way in the back, kind of forgotten I guess. Up front we see 4 Germanic archers, supported by a lot of Gothic Palatina defectors actually. It's 6 of those, and these guys are fairly strong to say the least. Very nice units for sure. Have a Germanic spearman on each flank as well, so this build by the Visigoths is fairly balanced. That is one thing I can say for sure. That is without a doubt. But we'll see though. The Saxon build is rush heavy. There's not a single skirmisher unit in this build. And the thing is that the Nordic axe warriors will fall to the Germanic archers like extremely quickly. It's just like snap and then they're down that quickly. And with fire arrows they will do well against the Nordic horse lords. So going without skirmishers in Attila, without even archers, is a very ballsy choice, let's put it that way, generally at least. Sometimes it actually can pay off really well to rush. So we'll see if it is gonna go the way of the Saxons though, or if it's gonna go for the Visigoths. Here we see the Nordic horse lords pushing up front, and the warhounds are released. If they get into the archers they could do well, but now the cavalry is going to go into them. They're just going to die. As you can see, the dogs have no chance against cavalry. But the Germanic horsemen are actually pushing through and now pulling back, which means they're going to get a rear charge by Nordic horse lords. They don't like that at all. Didn't actually lose any men, but that's because of the HP system. They should start losing a lot of men soon, especially now that they're being pulled out down to 40 men. That's huge losses on them. Nordic horse lords, again, the rush is coming, and I don't believe the Germanic archers did enough damage. So this is going to be difficult for the Visigoths to stop, I believe, especially as his units. Yeah, the Testudo is enabled on his units, so the charges won't do as much damage with the Nordic horse lords. But still, look at the Gothic Palatina defectors dying so quickly to the Nordic horse lord charge. Like half of the unit is almost dead, but the flaming shots will now turn that fight around. Germanic horsemen over here going to lose the Nordic horse lords as usual. Hearth Guards are going to do very well in this engagement though, and this unit, quite sure what it is. Germanic horseman has not done enough. These Germanic horsemen will soon be off the field as well. They're not doing great against these Nordic horse lords. Nordic horse lords here actually not doing too well against Germanic horsemen, but that's going to change with hard guard support. And I mean, these Gothic Palatina defectors, so many of them in the center, unable to do much. Another charge into these units by the Nordic horse lords, and they actually, some of them actually make it through, and the damage done to the Gothic Palatina defectors is real. But now the pull out with the Nordic horse lords, so a lot of men will be lost just pulling out against the Gothic Palatina defectors. But the flanks are dying for the Visigoths very quickly. Gothic Palatina defectors here holding, but that's just about what they'll do for a bit longer, I guess. Just not enough left for the Visigoths, I think. He's losing both flanks, actually. And yeah, the Falksmen will beat the Hearthguard here. There's still Nordic horse lords rear charging, so that's not gonna go well. Center, these guys are gonna die. The Gothic Palatina defectors. More axe warriors coming through with some Hearthguard as well. Germanic horsemen dying to Nordic horse lords again. Gothic Palatina defectors here. Gonna get caught by Nordic axe warriors, and they should be in a lot of trouble. At this point, it's almost the point of no return. However, this could be a nice cavalry charge, but the noble Germanic horsemen only now are gonna be used, which is huge. They should have been in the fight by now, I think. But this Germanic spearman is being a hero right now, holding strong and making sure that basically these Nordic horse lords could be routed, but they will come back if they don't get focused. They are getting focused though, so they actually still came back though, so that's going to be really annoying for the Visigoths. But still, the main engagement is just not going to go well. This Gothic Palatina defector is being triple teamed at this point. And yeah, there's no flanking going on, but there doesn't need to be any flanking, I think. So Germanic archers are actually fighting in melee now, and this unit has been broken. So now the Germanic nobles will be engaged by Hearthguards and even axe warriors. So more horse lords coming through. They're gonna get into the Germanic archers. Hearthguards getting into the Germanic nobles here too. Again, these charges should be the end of the Visigoths right now. I just don't see the Visigoths. There is literally no way the Visigoths can pull this off. I can't believe in anything. Even the war dog handlers are still alive on the field. But it's always funny to look at the warhounds and look at that little tooltip which says has war dogs. It's quite hilarious to say the least. Let's zoom in a little bit here and enjoy the engagements. These axes just do so much damage in melee. Very strong units, for sure. If they don't get charged or shot by, if they don't get charged by cavalry or shot by missiles, that's for sure. So yeah, these archers actually came back somehow, but it's just not gonna matter. Look, they're gonna get rear charged, and they're even looking. Look, they're checking their backs somehow. You see? I wonder why they're doing this. They're like looking, oh, what's gonna happen? We're gonna get destroyed. Why are we not running? Commander, please give the order. And now they're like, okay, you won't give us any orders, so let's just rout off the field. Close victory, but it wasn't really close, to be honest. Still half the army left for Wingman. Very, very well done by him, though. I mean, he lost most of his horse lords, but it's alright. Look at the kills on the Nordic axe warriors. Even the Hearthguards doing well, and the Nordic raid leader, of course. But for the Visigoths, yeah, the Gothic Palatina defectors and Germanic horsemen did not do very well. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment or subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.